So, this excerpt from a GQ article about Zion Williamson caught my attention, and I'm just going to read you the excerpt. So, here it is, quote unquote. From what I've been through to get to where I am and what I go through to this day, Naruto has always been there and always will be. Zion estimates that around 80% of players in the league are into anime. They just won't admit it. So in this article, from what I've seen in the summaries, basically that Zion used Naruto to get through this last season, going through the process of just not playing any games and just going through rehabilitation. It helped him to get through it. So I found that interesting. And just what Zion said, that 80% of NBA players are into anime, which is pretty interesting, but I think I can believe it since like this generation is really into anime. I would say Generation Z and very young millennials. It's not really shocking to me. Those things tend to be universal when it comes to just generations. I'm one of the older millennials, so I never got into Naruto. I was just never really into anime growing up. So that's not my thing, but I'm not knocking anybody who's into it. I'm sure it's pretty good. I just don't have the time to invest all my energy into watching all that stuff. But here's what I would say about Zion being into it and just using it as a positive. I think it's great when people can be inspired by works of art, whether it's movie, TV shows, cartoons, just anything, just that's related to that field. It to me is good because at least they're using it to help them heal from their wounds versus using something terrible like doing drugs or something that's very toxic. So that to me is very positive. He dealt with all the adversity last year through watching Naruto and using that inspiration. I'll give him credit for that. Just there's so many things that could have gone wrong for him if he had turned in the wrong direction using something really toxic, like I mentioned. Just so give him credit for that. I know some people will probably clown on him for saying that he was inspired by Naruto, but I have nothing against it. Just anything, if you use anything that's positive to inspire you, yeah, I will say go for it. It's better than using something negative to help you get through your problems. For me, whenever I've had adversity, I've turned to sports just to help me get through tough periods of my life. So it helped me. So I definitely understand where Zion's coming through on this. It'll definitely be interesting to see Zion this upcoming season, to see if he can live up to his potential. I remember when he was healthy prior to this year, or granted, he hasn't been healthy for a long period of time, but whenever he's been healthy, he's been a very dominant player offensively that he's been unstoppable. I'll say this though, I think his biggest weakness, even if he does become healthy, is his defense. We'll see if he can become even a decent defender. I think Zion may not have the ability to ever become a good defensive player, but he should strive to at least be average, because I think if he's average on defensive end and if he's dominant on the offensive end, he can be a special player in this league. Maybe even a great player. We'll see. But I think to be a great player, he's going to have to find a way to win a lot of games in this league and just elevate his teammates. That to me is always been the sign of being a great player. But I'll give him this: when he's healthy, he's a very exciting player to watch. And the league is always good when there's more exciting players just for the fans to be entertained by. So I hope he has a great year next year and he can entertain us with his highlight dunks and his incredible offensive game. And we'll see how it goes.